Hello and welcome back to Tango Simulations for another tutorial video for Salvo 3. In the previous tutorial video we explained the TDC. This time around we're going to explain the torpedo options, because having a torpedo solution to your target is all great and good, but if you don't know how to set up your torpedoes, you're gonna squander the opportunity you're given to sink your target. So let's start from the top. Torpedo speed first and foremost. Torpedo speed is pretty self-explanatory. Every single torpedo you may have loaded up on your tubes has different speed values. 9 times out of 10 there is no reason for you to use either slow or medium speed. 9 times out of 10 you do want to just sink your target in the fastest way possible, okay? Now the pistol setting is also quite simple. You've got the impact pistol and you've got the magnetic pistol. Impact versus magnetic is a choice you need to make when it comes to how the torpedo will be activated when it reaches a target. Impact pistols are the most primitive activation mechanisms for a torpedo. What happens is that the torpedo will just hit the target and the force generated from the impact will activate the torpedo, whereas the magnetic setting programs the torpedo in such a way so as to explode when it detects a piece of metal, specifically the target's keel, alright? So, impact detonation usually happens somewhere very close to the waterline of the target. Magnetic detonation usually happens below the keel of the target. So, magnetic detonation usually a lot more destructive, a lot more optimal. However, there are many different reasons for you to use the impact pistol. I'm not going to discuss this right here. I'm not going to discuss this in this video, because the impact versus magnetic debate is a different topic. Then we've got the depth dial. Now the depth dial is pretty useless if you're using impact pistol. You may want to possibly alter it just a little bit so that the torpedo may be able to hit just below the waterline of the target, but where the depth dial is really useful instead is with the magnetic pistol, because as I said, with the magnetic pistol your aim is to explode the torpedo below the target's keel, and to do that you need to recognize your target. Say for example that the ship has 6 meters of keel depth, therefore you'll want to program your torpedo to possibly detonate at either 6 or 7 meters of depth. These numbers in here are in meters. Then we've got the tube selector. This is a bit redundant. I prefer using this tube selector right here, but you can use this one if you prefer. And if you click this button right here, it turns the tube selector into a salvo selector. And if we zoom in, you can see that the more spread angle I have, the more the fan opens up. And if I close it completely, I'm just going to send a stream of torpedoes that will hit at the exact same spot. Now personally, I prefer aiming my torpedoes manually and send them exactly where I want, but especially for convoys, the salvo setting may be quite useful. Not so much for single targets in my opinion. My name is Tango. I hope this tutorial will prove useful to you. Good hunting.